How much should you invest now at 6.75% simple annual interest in order to earn $120 interest in 5 months? State your result to the nearest penny. The first thing you have to recognize about this problem is that we're using simple interest. And so we want to use our simple annual interest formula, which is that interest equals principal times rate times time. Interest equals principal times rate times time. Now we just plug in the information. We are looking for how much should you invest now. And how much should you invest now actually is our principal. So the thing that's missing is the principal. So I know in my equation that's what I'm looking for. Now how about the other parts? Well, for the interest, I'm told that we earn that the account earns $120 for interest, so we'll put that in place of the interest in our formula. Our rate is 6 3/4. All right, so let's do a little scratch work or a little thought bubble over here. 6 3/4%. Well, what is that? Well, that is 6.75. I happen to know that 3/4 are 75 cents, or 3/4 is actually equivalent to the decimal 0.75. So we're talking about 6.75%. So if I want to put that into my problem, I can put it in as a percent, but it's much more useful if we convert it into a decimal. That's equivalent to the decimal 0.0675. So that's going to be the decimal that I put here for my interest rate. 0.0675. Now that just leaves us with time. How much time? Well, the time is 5 months. But again, I want to put a little scratch work or a little thought on the side. 5 months. When we talk about an annual interest, we're talking about in terms of years. And so to convert 5 months into years, what would we do? So we would say that 5 months is equivalent to 5/12 of a year, right? And so really what goes in here is the representation for 5/12. Now that we've plugged all our information into our formula, we're ready for the last step. And that is we want to go ahead and we want to solve for the unknown principal or p-value. That means in this equation, we need to get rid of the 0.0675 and the 5/12. And we can do that by dividing both sides of our equation by 0.0675 and 5/12. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 0.0675 and 5/12. This then will tell me what my principal is. This divides out, and it's left with P equals 120 divided by this quantity, 0.0675 times the fraction 5/12. Now that's a little messy. I could pull out my calculator and convert 5/12 to a decimal, but it's actually an infinite decimal, okay? And so instead, what I think I'm going to do is just take this expression and plug it directly into Desmos. Desmos is one of my favorite friends, so I'm going to plug that into Desmos, and let's see what we get. The beauty of the online Desmos calculator is A, it's free, but B, all I have to do is type in the formula just like it appears in my scratch work. So in Desmos, I would start by typing 120 divided by, and then in the bottom it would be 0.0675 times 5 divided by 12, just like it appears. And it gives me the answer right here of $4,266, and rounding to the nearest cent would be 67 cents. So that's going to tell me that the principal I would need to invest in order to earn the $120 interest is $4,266.67. It's that simple.